Hello and welcome to Uplift. This is Billie Francis, and it's my pleasure to spend a few minutes with you. And we're just going to chat a little bit about what things are like for us right now and the concept of giving ourselves a break. So let's start our Uplift today in prayer. So just stopping our thoughts for just a moment. Taking that breath consciously, lovingly, gifting it to ourselves, gifting ourselves that breath of life. We stop, we pause, we remember the goodness that is God is ours right here and right now. And we receive it. We receive all those gifts of joy and love and abundance and wholeness, balance, order, all those wonderful God-given qualities we receive into ourselves and live them as ourselves right now. So knowing this truth about us, and I accept now that everything that about this time together unfolds easily, perfectly. We love it, we accept it, we receive it, and so it is. Ah, yes. So here we are in the middle, in the middle of this thing that we didn't really expect to be upon us. This thing that has been life-changing. And so I know that with all that is going on in our world, I think it's a good time for me, and maybe even for you, to give ourselves a break. Give ourselves a break. Have you learned anything lately? Have you been sort of forced into having to do things quite differently? Is it new? Is it new to be on Zoom? Is it new to be doing your job at home? Perhaps you have kids at home who are in school. Down the hall on their computers. It's a new way of being, lots and lots of change. And so I think it's a good time to pause and to give this concept of acceptance a little time and a little way to integrate that, to literally give ourselves a break. So if you're like so many people, there's been lots going on and lots of change. So here we are. What can we do about that? Well, the first thing I think we want to do about that is to just stop and assess. How am I doing? It's okay. It's okay if it doesn't come back. The only answer is great, great, great. How are you doing? How are you doing? Be gentle with yourself and be accepting of yourself. How are you doing with all the changes? How are you doing with having to adjust, having to not be close to people you want to be close to? Just accept it all. Accept if you're mad, accept if you're coping, accept if you kind of like it. I know some people who said, being quiet suits me. I like being a little more private. If that, whatever's going on, just accepting all of that. What I guess the challenge is to see with all that we are asked and need to cope with, are you grading yourself? Are you expecting A+ marks in everything you're doing and everything you're trying to do? My goodness, that would be a lot, would it not, to be expecting us to now master our computers that need so much of our time and attention these days, or to master our ability to order food delivered to our door, or figure out how to do that grocery online ordering. Are you perfect at it? Maybe yes, maybe no. But let's give ourselves a break. If we were back at toddler stage right now, every time we toppled over, when we were just beginning to run or just beginning to figure things out as little children, we would expect a lot of falling down. We would expect a lot of maybe even bumps and bruises. So let's be as gentle with ourselves as we would with that little toddler, maybe a little toddler who's figuring out how to get on a tricycle for the first time. We give that little child lots of breaks in expectations. Now, this doesn't mean we don't have goals and we don't keep trying, but it is an opportunity to just be a little more gentle. There's something called expectancy theory, and that was put forth by Victor Fromm, and that's VROOM, from the Yale School of Management. He suggests that behavior is modified by anticipated results or consequences. That we really actually direct our behavior, the results of our behavior actually depend on what our expectations might be. I think that we can have very high expectations for our achievements and our accomplishments and our deepening in our spiritual practice, absolutely. But I invite us all to have a little acceptance thrown in there, so that if we don't expect perfection and A+ grades on everything we're doing, that will also direct us. It makes a difference in the journey as well as the destination. So being gentle with ourselves in this journey, and it was still, we're modifying, we're motivating our results. So behavior is motivated by anticipated results or consequences. Now, you might have remembered that Ernest Holmes, the founder of the science of mind and spirit, might have said something kind of similar when he mentioned something about what we put our attention on expands. So yes, indeed, what we put our attention on expands. So we're putting our attention on that which we desire, and we're putting our attention on the experience of going through it with grace, with ease, with acceptance. So I have 3 concepts to share with you today, and they all start with the letter P. And the first one is patience, the second is practice, and the third one is perseverance. Patience. You know, remember old Charlie Brown? He's always running around going, good grief. He sounds a little impatient with himself sometimes when he's doing that. But how easily are you remembering or forgetting your value or your worth or your goodness even when you expect instant compliance? Good grief. You have things that you value, you have things that are so important, and so do I. And I also know that those wonderful good things sometimes come when I experience a little patience. So I don't have to have them right now to be a good person. I don't have to master everything right now to be on a beautiful path to fulfillment. Absolutely not. We're evolving, yes? So it's all about being patient, right? Being patient with ourselves and when this thing is happening, when we are unfolding and evolving. So practicing patience. That's one way we give ourselves a break. The second one is literally practice itself. The idea that rather than striving to be perfect, we experiment. We just experiment with things. We give ourselves a little wiggle room and try new things. That's important anyway, isn't it? To evolve and change, we have to add new ingredients. We have to make things, change it up a little bit. I mentioned already the idea of the grocery pickup. Anybody tried that? There's something we can practice. And you know what? I've practiced that and I got better at it. I got better at ordering. I got better at looking at my order when I was picking it up, because every once in a while, the well-meaning grocers, and we do give those folks credit, do we not, for all the work they're doing to help us out, to help us get some food in the safest way possible. And yet every once in a while they substitute. And they can do that. They can think, well, this isn't quite what the person ordered, but this might work. But guess what? Chorizo is not veggie chorizo. So sometimes we do have to have the practice and get better at looking through the order, seeing what they've substituted, and then go ahead and put in the correction. So I'm looking to accept that I'm doing something new, and also that, again, there are going to be errors along the way. On my part, maybe I didn't place the order quite right. On the grocery store's part, maybe it didn't get substituted in a way that works for me. But there's all those little mistakes, along the way. This is something we didn't used to do. So I want to practice a lot of patience, and be willing to practice itself. Just get out there and do it a few times over and over. I'm doing Zoom. I'm going to admit to you that the first time I did this recording for Uplift, I failed to put the right recording button on. So I think the last one was really great. And this one is, I'm sure, just that much better talking to you today. But much to my surprise, I had not hit the record button properly. So I'm talking to you again today. But you know what they say, you're always just talking to yourself. So I got to hear myself twice and be more accepting of even this that is new for me. As I'm using a new platform. And so, hello, here I am practicing patience and practicing using Zoom. All right. So how about persistence? My company, Guiding Mindful Change, is an overnight success. We teach people how to be mindful health and wellness coaches. The entire curriculum for this 3-month program was literally downloaded to me in the year 2000. I just opened up, I said, Spirit, show me what method you want me to teach here, and boom, out came the curriculum. We have decided why we do what we do, and how we do it. We serve people. We know that by serving people and teaching them these methods, they in turn serve others. It's awesome. It's all about uplifting and well-being. We easily attract people. With our, to our approach. And we open up the opportunity to speak one-on-one with me. People can come to little Q&A webinars. They come and they say, this is just what I was looking for. How do I enroll? We filled our winter course, the January through March course, sold out. We're taking enrollments already for April. An overnight success. After 20 years of perseverance, 20 years of experimenting, certainly 20 years of prayer, 20 years of revising the content and how we deliver this. We wanted to clarify how we served. We wanted to keep refining. That's really the word. It's making it even more deliverable and user-friendly. We had to learn how to make this an online program. 20 years to be receptive to our good. And I'm going to personalize that. 20 years to be receptive to my good. See, the prayer is already done, right? The prayer is released. I can remember calling my minister at the time and saying, I'd like you to bless my business. And she said, what is it? And I said, I don't know yet. And we blessed it and launched it anyway, and it evolved. But my work has been to be receptive to the prayer. The prayer already declared the good and the goodness and the support and the intention of this program. My job, our job, is to become more and more receptive. So something is telling me that my consciousness shifted very recently to the point that we have no more room in the course. We're filling up on the next one. I must have changed my mind even more, or as I like to look at it, I just became less resistant to my good. And instantly, overnight success, instantly the results manifest. And that's true for all of us. That's true when we let go of the time it takes. We stop being hard on ourselves. We give ourselves a break. Then the miracle can occur. The good can rush in because there's no more resistance to it. In my case, no more thoughts about it being hard. No more thoughts about it being, I'm not the right person to do this. No more thoughts about deserving it to be easy or lucrative or any way receiving my good. Let that all go. Boom, instant overnight success after 20 years. So my intention is to keep my consciousness clear and to keep receiving my good. So I share that story with you because there may be something you've been working on or working with that you notice that you're still in there. You're still trying to source it. You're still trying to be your own higher power. So turn it over, turn the how you're doing it over, turn the what it is over. Let it happen through you. And we know to do that, do we not? And then enjoy those results, enjoy those intentions manifest in your life. So bottom line here, when we're talking about patience and practice and perseverance, I want to support you in keeping yourself or giving yourself a break from shame. Shame is an acronym. Should have already mastered everything. Should have already mastered everything. Whew. That'll stop us in our tracks, won't it? So no need to be in anybody's time but God's time. No need to be thinking that you're doing anything too fast, too slow. Just allowing every minute you can, turn it over and say, show me. We have the privilege at Vision soon to have Ricky Byers. Ricky Byers. She's a songwriter and a beautiful, beautiful musician who wrote a song, and it was called Use Me. Use me, oh God. That's what we're here to do. We're here to be inspired, and then every day say, use me, use me. And if it's not going perfectly, no need to change what we intend. No need to think that God has abandoned us. Just simply accepting any kind of short setbacks or our own shortcomings, and simply give ourselves that break. Practice patience, practice perseverance, stick to it. And the results are inevitable, are they not? So if you think of something in your life that you've maybe been with a while and all of a sudden it kind of works, overnight success after 20 years, overnight success after 1 year, or whatever it's been for you. But if you're not quite there, and there's certainly other things in my life not quite there, I intend to master them with accepting myself first, and let the master of my life, my heart-centered, God-centered self, show me the way. So please join me now as we close this uplifting prayer. Giving thanks that we do, in fact, have this guidance from something that is so wise and so loving, has only our best intentions, our best good actually in mind. Good happens and wants to happen through us. Good is all there is, and it only wants to happen through us. We accept that sometimes what we judge as challenging or difficult or slow is just ourselves, perhaps in the way. And we practice a little extra patience, a little surrender, and a little trust, knowing that our lives are perfect unfoldments right here and right now. So I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for this truth. I give thanks knowing that that my life is perfect just as it is. Releasing this word now, I let it be, and so it is. So please continue to come to join us for the Uplift. We're here every day at 1 o'clock. We have Reverend Patty, some of the practitioners and ministers. We also have meditation on Friday. We love to have you here. I give thanks for this technology that it's allowed me to come to spend a little time with you. And speaking of technology, there's something just happened with my computer. The fan just started up. So it's saying, hurry up and be done. I don't know what's going on with it, but I hope you're enjoying that white noise right now in the background. Technology. But I accept it, just as I accept everything about today that has unfolded. And I do give thanks for spending the time with you. Please be well.